glad I got a shout out. Thanks, Jeff, for that. I actually, with my first studio, 2001, remember getting the book about, I think, Sam Walton, and taking the cover photo and in Illustrator creating masks and going to some party or whatever what it was. It was an event in a warehouse to try and fight Walmart. And I just remember we got drunk and had masks on. Okay, so everybody raise your hand here if you have an idea for a company. Okay, keep your hands raised. Keep your hands raised if you have a business plan. All right, and a team of people you're going to collaborate with, and an idea how you're going to execute it and move on it pretty quick. All right, four really organized people here. So this is a story of I'm not you. So this is a guy, Derek Sivers. He had a company called CD Baby. He had sold, like, you know, when people bought CDs, if you're too young, they were discs, and you put them in the machine. And he made a lot of money, and he's a very smart guy. I definitely recommend looking him up. And he had this great quote on his blog post he wrote about multiplier of execution around ideas. And what does that mean? So he created this scenario, this formula. And this is pretty much spot on from what I can find with all the ideas that everyone here probably has for their next project, nonprofit, artwork, company. If it's a solid idea, great. But if you have no real plan on how to execute and pull it off, it's probably not worth much. So this is a little story about that. So in 2003, after all this Walmart stuff and some other projects I was involved with, I, like many people in 2003, was a blogger. And there were a lot of bloggers in town, and if you're still young, blogs were sites where you wrote and you told people to go to that website. So people had to find you at that website. So what did I write about? I was mainly writing about Iraq, because that was what was going on, there was a lot to talk about, and the city. So you just rant on things in the city that pissed you off, and of course Iraq and Jordan Bush, there's plenty to talk about. And I had this idea. There's all these bloggers, they have these blog roles on the side of the blogs, everyone knows each other, they all reference each other. What if there was a main site, one site that could aggregate all of those blogs together to one site, and the RSS feeds for all the different news channels, all the content sources you would think of into one website, and at the same time, if you didn't want to start your own blog, you could create your own account on the site, and you could publish events, news, and content. So I had the idea around 2003, 2004. I kept talking about it and thinking about it. And it was just being mainly thinking about it and talking about it to other people who had to hear me talk about it. I kept talking about it. For years and years I was talking about this idea and trying to piece it together. And then in 2008, I finally decided to pull the trigger and we launched this website, humanbeings.com. And at first, everything worked out great. We had, after probably about a year or so, we had about 4,000 users, about 10,000 people on our email list. And it was awesome. The site was actually being visited and being used. The problem was that I didn't really have a plan as to where we would go next. Kind of like Jeff's story about starting a nonprofit and needing someone to run it, I didn't have that plan. And at the same time, in the build-out of the entire site, we had this opportunity, my business partner, Ben Hirsch, with the Canary Collective, to build out all this crazy technology. Before this, we were just building e-commerce sites and small sites for businesses, restaurants. And this is something where we had to build a content management system, user management system, all these tools to run the site. And I had no business plan. I wasn't getting any feedback from anybody. It's just me with this kind of vision of what I wanted to build. And I didn't really know what the market was or how the site was going to survive. I didn't have a sales team. I didn't want to sell banner ads. So basically, I had no plan. So here's this site that's up and we spent all this energy into. And it was right in this weird period where, while I'm thinking about the idea and trying to build it, publishing goes social. Facebook, Twitter, all these things pop up. People don't need to have a blog. Now everyone is going to these other social media sites. So I realized this thing wasn't going to have a life beyond me. So I decided to move on, which is one of the most painful decisions ever, because I spent, 5-6 years thinking about it and then building it, 2 years running it. But the lesson I learned from it, mainly that be a paid killer and not a vital. What I built was something that was nice, it was kind of fun, it was a market, it was a media thing, but it wasn't really solving a real problem. And if I was going to have a real company online, you need to solve a problem. And I also realized that I hadn't really planned how this thing was ever going to really survive. I really had no business plan for how to grow. And so I realized this is one of my core lessons with it. And so those lessons that I learned from human beings, the pain of going through that process, led to Locally.com, where we actually have a team, have a strategy, actually have a business model. And before we even coded the first page or moved forward, we made sure that we had a timeline, we had a market, we had clients. And this project is, I could go on for this, I could get pitches on it. It's fairly straightforward. Everyone here probably understands it. The vast majority of us are doing purchases online for products. Still, people are buying the vast majority of their things at retail shops and businesses and local markets. And the vast majority of people who actually go to e-commerce sites are really just browsing, they're researching products and looking around. So there's this big disconnect of how can we get local retailers online, get their products online in front of shoppers doing research without it being really expensive and complex. And so this idea was pitched to me by Mike Massey. In my experience with Dirty Coast as being a retailer, I realized this truly was a true pain point. That if we could build a painkiller to solve this, it really could be a company that could survive. So our main idea was just to work with brands, work with retailers, and connect with shoppers. So this kind of core idea around Locally.com is what we built. And since then, we've built out all these great tools. Most of the stuff you see here couldn't have been built if it hadn't been for the work that we put into human beings. And all the work we put into the content management system and all the mistakes we made in building human beings led to this. This essentially is the lemonade of what we experience with building out human beings. And this is kind of my last thing for anybody here who's really young and wants to start a company. Please think about when you're putting something out there. You put the idea out, you build it, you launch it, then what? How is this thing really going to scale? How is it going to make money? Because if you run out of money, you have to find something else to do. And anytime you're challenged in your business, find ways to make pivots, make smart decisions on how you can change while not running out of money. And ultimately for me, it's listen. Because I was very sort of stubborn with my original idea of human beings. Many people gave me suggestions of starting it as an email list just to get it out the door. You don't have to build this huge website. You can start something as simple as an email list. And I didn't listen. So I now listen to any and all feedback from anybody. And that for me is the biggest lesson from doing human beings. Thanks.